But there were times I had to get him man-to-man.
And your favorite team that you guys love to face in your division?
Yours.
Yes, sir.
Like the games like you play against the Raiders, you might get 3 sacks. When they had Jamarcus Russell, which I did. So I got 3 sacks on them. I got 3 sacks on them in the first half, right?
And I'm ready, and they take Tommy Maddox.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to the West War Room Rivals Sunday morning pregame show. I am your host, Cody. I'm joined by my comrades here of the AFC West. Let's do a quick roll call. We haven't done this in a minute. Shovix, why don't you guys kick us off?
Austin, Chiefs.
Corey, first place Broncos.
Matt,
also first place Broncos.
and of course, the handsome one himself.
Thank you. I hope you're talking about me.
Oh, it's definitely not us, you tall drink of water.
Yeah, state your name and team for the record, please.
Caleb, representing Bolt Fam.
All right, and like I said, I'm Cody. I'm representing Raider Nation, who is playing this morning for the first overall pick. So you can expect a lot of poor football this morning from my team, for sure. But before we get started, you guys, we do want to give a shout out to JBW. We are recording in the JBW Solutions studios. If you guys want to get in touch with JBW Solutions, go visit them at jbwsolutionsllc.com today. So that way you can get all things safety compliant. They are veteran owned, community focused, and safety driven. So shout out to Jeff and the crew. And then also Vidite Coffee. Matt did a nice little merch plug right there. And then, of course, Rival Codes. Use the code RIVALS10 to get 10% off your merch. The guys are standing up tall for the Rivals merch. So go ahead and visit the special link below and use Rival Codes 10 to get your discount today. Also, shout out to Field Ops and Emporia State Federal Credit Union. So this morning, guys, we've got a very, very interesting opening question for this morning. Thank you, Corey, for filling this. It is who is the greatest AFC West coach of all time? This is actually going to be a very, very interesting one. I can't wait to hear all the answers. So, Austin, I'm going to let you kick us off. Who is the greatest AFC West coach of all time?
Joe Madden.
Enough said.
Yeah, but his name carries enough explanation.
Yeah. Matt?
I'm probably going to get some crap for this, but whatever. Dan Reeves. I love what he was able to do. I love what he was able to do with the Broncos. You're like, yeah, he didn't win Super Bowls, but what he was able to do, turn that organization around when he took over. I'll take Dan Reeves.
Yeah, that's a good one. Caleb?
See? Austin.
So if I was going to be biased, I would say Don Coryell, but I'm not going to be biased today. I'm going to say Andy Reid.
Yeah, that's a good one. Corey?
Andy Reid. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
It's Mike Shanahan. There's offenses that are still based off Mike Shanahan's system to this day.
No video games, though.
It's easily Mike Shanahan.
Yeah. I could do a cop out and say Dick Vermeil, but I'm not. I'm gonna stick to my guns here. I'm gonna say John Madden as well. Probably the only Raiders coach worth his salt. I mean, obviously there is Tom Flores. There is Tom Flores Stadium here in the Valley, so that's another coach. But I think John Madden really started it for at least my fandom. However, honorable mention would be Mike Shanahan, because I was around seeing the back-to-back Super Bowl runs, and then Andy Reid. I think it's going to be very hard to see the same dominance that he's done for the next however many years. So,
well, you can
anyways,
throw Hank Stram in there. I mean, there's plenty like Hank Stram. I'm trying to think of some Raiders guys. I just can't. So,
I was going to say
there's not a lot of them. Yeah,
Dick Vermeil's up there. Yeah.
He was our guest, right? But like at the end of the day, I still think Super Bowls is a thing.
Yeah. I think nostalgia, like I'm thinking Mike Shanahan, because when I was growing up, I saw those were probably my first 2 Super Bowls I saw. And then we were in my uncle's house, who's a diehard Broncos fan. But I think John Madden, my favorite one, though, like if there was a favorite, it would be John Gruden, but that was because Chucky, So that was my childhood growing up.
Like Marty Schottenheimer. So there's, I mean, AFC West has had some coaches. The Raiders have had 75 of them themselves.
Since 2000.
Since 2000.
It's a revolving door. We're like rehab.
But only one has coached 2 AFC West teams, and that is the great legend Josh McDaniels.
And Mike Shanahan. He did coach the Raiders and the Broncos.
Yeah.
Schottenheimer too.
Yeah. Well, Chiefs and
Chiefs Chargers.
I don't think there's anyone that hated the Raiders more than Schottenheimer. So I think that's an honor in and of itself.
Who knows?
Right.
Maybe the next hire for the Raiders will be the greatest head coach or AFC West coach of all time.
Yeah, you know what they
McDaniels again.
You know what they say, it's the 12th time's the charm, you know. So we have as many coaches as Andy Reid has coached at Kansas City right now.
Kevin's
Old Nate Hackett with Aaron Rodgers for the Raiders next year.
Shut up. I hope Bo Nix gets a turf toe now. Thanks.
We don't wish injury.
Wow.
He can still play. It's just uncomfortable. All right, guys. We're going to close that segment right now. So that was our greatest AFC West coach of all time. Drop yours down below if you guys are watching us live on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe while you're there and follow us on all social media platforms. Caleb and all the guys, they go red hot on TikTok nowadays on live. So it's also a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys aren't too many weirdos out there. So any legit football people join us. But if not, I guess all is welcome. Just, you know.
You look like a guy.
All right, let's dive into our first AFC West matchup. It is the, I guess this is Toilet Boy 2.0. It's the Raiders versus the Chiefs. Is this in Vegas or Kansas City?
Vegas.
Where the Chiefs won a Super Bowl.
Great. Anyway, so we're previewing it right now with Austin. I've seen that the Chiefs players, they have all essentially been put out, anybody worth their salt, and the Raiders are starting everybody just about other than Colton Miller. So, Austin, I guess I'll let you kick this off. What does this game mean anything for the Chiefs, or how do you see this game playing out?
Well, I mean, I think
it is still Raiders week.
It is still Raiders week, but I think it still means something to the fans. Mm-hmm. There was a Creed Humphrey quote that I absolutely loved. And it says, as long as you're on the football field, you're playing to win the game. So the dudes out there are still going to be trying to win. But I mean, as far as meaningful goes, there's no playoff implications. I don't know if there's anyone playing who's been around long enough to truly get a hatred for the Raiders.
Sure.
You don't like them, but these dudes been on practice squad, so they don't know really what's happening or anything. So no, it's not going to be a fun game. I hope the Chiefs win. At least if they don't, it'll probably ruin the Raiders' #1 overall pick, which would be cool too. But at the end of the day, let's beat the Raiders and just go into the offseason on a nice high.
But could you really live a whole offseason knowing that your last game of this season was a loss to the Raiders?
No, that's why I want to win it. But I'm not.
I mean, I think if there was ever an asterisk, that would definitely be one of them. But I got to be honest, I think the Raiders are almost purposely going to try. I wouldn't say they're going to. I don't want to say they're going to throw the game, but I could see Pete Carroll all of a sudden turning out to be a really good head coach on the sidelines just to screw the Raiders out of the #1 overall pick and helping them win against the Chiefs. So
Lovie Smith did it for the Texans when was it DJ Stroud year?
Yeah.
They thought they were going to have the #1 overall pick, and Texans went out and just absolutely dismantled somebody. And
I feel like the Texans kind of owe him an apology, because if it wasn't for that, then they wouldn't have gotten Will Anderson and all the other pivotal players on their defense and Stroud. So I feel like they owe Lovie Smith a little bit, but whatever.
And I know it won't look like it, but the Raiders are still going to try.
Yeah, I mean,
playing for their job.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, they're going to try.
At this point, no. Now they're going to do a reset with a new coaching staff.
But you got to get some good tape out there.
Wow. Yeah.
They're playing for the Denver team and other teams.
Yeah, at this point right now, it's like this is the 5th preseason game, which is you're putting out game film for other teams to hopefully get another opportunity. So, listen, the Raiders in a position, if we win, we technically have bragging rights over the Chiefs for an offseason. If we lose, we get the #1 overall pick. So if there's ever a scenario where this weekend we win no matter what, I guess this is that weekend. I just hate that it took 18 weeks to get to this point, and it still just means that we suck. So, I'm not saying I think I agree with you on this front, Austin. Obviously, every player in the NFL, they're competitive and they're going to want to win. They're going to do what they can to win. But I think we all know too, the players that go out there, they're in the NFL, but they may not be the main starters. They may be rotational guys. Again, they're going to be fighting for a roster spot next year. So a lot of it is just more or less of they're just filling starter roles. They have a 50-man 3 roster just so that way they can play. And is there a game plan? Maybe. Is it going to be executed? I don't know. Maybe, but it's certainly not what it's going to be like when the Chiefs were in somewhat of playoff mode when they were trying to, get into the playoffs, or the Raiders when they were trying to be somewhat relative early on. So I just see this like it'll be a competitive game, but I don't know how many people are going to be viewing it outside of maybe those that are hoping for the Raiders to lose for the number 1 pick, which is 95% of Raider Nation. So, there's really nothing much, I guess, on the back end of it. I am kind of hoping for a win, but at this point, like, even if we got the number 1 overall pick, we're still a trash team. We need a head coach. We need a new owner because Mark Davis isn't doing it. There's so many conflicting reports about how the leadership has been. So, I mean, it's bad. Like, you don't get the number 1 overall pick because you're a good team, So
think about the wide range of emotions you guys had the first game of the season with a pretty good win against Patriots.
The optimism we had. Yeah.
Yeah. And then how quick it died in week 2.
Yeah. And actually it more or less died the following week after we beat the Titans, because there was a little bit of hope of like, maybe we can come out, on a little stretch, and then it just went from there. So even after the Titans week, it was like it got worse, and I didn't think it'd get worse. So
I gotta be honest, we covered more Raiders Chiefs than I expected. Like it is Toilet Bowl 2.0.
I was kind of trying to keep it going long enough to maybe have one of you guys crash out a little bit, but
I thought Cody was about to.
That's why I was
Cody's just giving up at this point.
That's why I was like thinking the wide range of emotions from week 1 to week 2.
Because he started with the number 1 overall pick, and then he went on to the owners and front office again, and I'm like, it's happening.
No, I've said that. I mean, I almost crashed out earlier today. I was at work, unfortunately, for this, but I almost crashed out about the Max Crosby news yesterday about how now, and again, I kind of figured this, where the Raiders are open to trading him, and I kind of talked about, I don't know if Max is going to want to stick around for another rebuild. And so I had already called that. So I think I had my last crash out last week with all that fiasco. So now it's just like, I'm just waiting for the off season. Just get us to the off season. We'll see. Because even when we were on live yesterday or the other day, Caleb, a lot of questions about Mendoza and more. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't watch college football. I don't even know if that's going to fix the Raiders. I don't, who knows?
Yeah.
So
into the future, it doesn't.
No. Especially not Mendoza. It's not like he is the Lord and Savior or anything like that. So, all right, guys, let's move on to the next AFC West matchup. This one, I was actually kind of disappointed. I've been hearing a lot more Charger starters being sat than I'd like to hear, but I think that's more or less, I just want a competitive game. But we've got the Chargers and the Broncos. Quick recap for everybody. The Chargers are already in the wild card position. I think they seed no further than 7th if they, once they're in, even if they lose today. And the Broncos, if they win, they finish with the number 1 overall seed for the AFC, which means that they get home field advantage at Mile High and a first round bye. So, Matt, how important is it for the Broncos to secure the number 1 seed for the AFC?
Oh, I mean, it's always important to get the number 1 seed. You would love that home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Like, especially like if you make your deep playoff push, the road through the Super Bowl goes through Denver. And Mile High is a very tough environment to play in, especially if you're a young team or an experienced team. This is your first playoff appearance. It's a very tough stadium to play in, with the altitude, and it's going to be cold in Denver. So, there's a lot of things to consider there. So it's always important. You want your team to have that home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And just again, this kind of like I don't want to say it's going to shut up, because you're always going to have the doubters. They're going to say, oh, well, they were gifted the 1 seed. How? Like, the Chargers aren't doing anything different that other teams haven't done. The Chiefs weren't the first team to rest their starters on the last game of the season, and then everyone's like, oh, they're getting gifted it. No, they won the games that they needed to win. They won 13 of them. So they've earned their spot. It's sorry, not sorry, your team didn't. So it's always important. You want home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So this is a tough game.
And then before I go on to Caleb, Corey, just quickly, is there a world where the Broncos set the starters at a certain point to where they're not really focused on the number one seed and more or less focused on just setting starters regardless of their seeding?
Yeah, you're probably thinking fourth quarter though. If you have to have a specific lead, and I'm sure the coaching staff has it mapped out to say, hey, if we're at this point, then we at least get Bo off the field.
And then Caleb, over to you for the Chargers side. So Herbert is not playing. Amari and Hampton is also being sat. I think there's another starter for you guys that's also not playing. So it's majority of your guys' backups and filler spots that are going to be playing today. Yep. So I'm curious on two fronts. Are you a little disappointed that the Chargers aren't actually trying to make it a competitive game, or do you see this as a good thing for the Chargers to rest their players?
You know, at first I was really disappointed, but the more I thought about it, the more it was the right move for us. Herbert's been so beat up this year, man. I mean, he nearly set the record for most quarterback hits in a season. So it's the right move. You know, I get it. I was disappointed at first, like I was saying, just because I was wanting that game to be competitive. You know, I was wanting to at least try to get that 5 seed. I am excited to see these backups play. I know that seems stupid, but you never know what could happen in the playoffs. You know, we might have a guy go down and still win that first round game. I'm not looking too far ahead, guys, but I'm just saying,
like, know what it sounds like.
You know, I'm not, I promise.
Well, a lot of the Charger fans in the live the other night, they were definitely looking forward to the second round or the championship round. And it's like, you guys don't even know who you're playing in the wild card yet. So,
right. Yeah. I'm excited overall, but we've got a long way to go before that. We get to that point of looking ahead, but yeah, I'm excited to see Trey Lance get some snaps. He had a really good preseason. I'm not saying he's going to come out there and throw for 300 yards or anything like that, but I'm excited to see him work and see how he's improved a little bit.
Do you think that if he comes out today slinging it, like doing pretty good against the Broncos starters, do you think that maybe he's going to find himself on a roster, maybe getting paid next season?
Definitely. I mean, he was overall, he was a top 3 pick in 2021. Like, he has had some injuries, you know, some gruesome injuries. Mm-hmm. And then he's been on some in some unique situations, I guess you'll say, like the Brock Purdy situation, you know, and then he went to Dallas. He's behind Dak, and I don't really know how good of the coaching there was at that point in Dallas. So I don't know. I'm not saying he's going to get paid like super good, but I could see him finding a starting spot somewhere, you know, somewhere that is quarterback needy team for sure.
Yeah, I think whenever ESPN or one of these NFL social media teams makes a graphic about a landing spot for Trey Lance, I'm wondering if the Raiders are going to get added to it, because I'm sure we will. I mean, we're on literally every quarterback's landing spot right now. So
I know. Still got to pay Geno too.
Yeah, well, I'd trade him for a washing machine at this point. So
that's lopsided.
It's lopsided.
That's right, because a washing machine actually works.
You'll get that one that just shakes a lot, though.
I don't think it'll turn the ball over as much. I think we'll be okay. All right, guys. So that was a quick rundown of our AFC West division. We've got 2 AFC West games, so not each team doesn't have their own. So we're going to take a sponsor break real quick. We're going to come back for League Recon, which is where we're going to have a lot more fun. So stay tuned.
I do want to say something real quick. Yo. Caleb, we need to get you set up with Beard Club, because that little upper lip of yours is starting to show a little bit.
I know. I need to shave.
That little caterpillar.
Beard Club.
Dude.
Get that bad boy going out there a little bit.
I shaved it all.
Thank you, Beard Club.
Yeah, shout out Beard Club. All right. Here's your sponsors. West War Room Rivals is sponsored by Emporia State Federal Credit Union. Learn more at esfcu.com. Text or call the number 620-342 888-888-2336 to get started today. ESFCU is the Shovix banking of choice, federally insured by the NCUA. This episode of West War Room Rivals is brought to you by JBW Solutions Industrial Safety Services, your remote safety partner no matter where work takes you. From the job site to the office, JBW Solutions brings OSHA 10 and 30 training, plus a full lineup of compliance services straight to your screen. Whether you're a small crew or a major operation, they make safety simple, accessible, and effective. Visit jbwsolutionsllc.com to learn more today and stay compliant wherever you are. West War Room Rivals is sponsored by Field Ops. Kansas sports fields just got an upgrade with Field Ops. Looking to reserve top quality sports fields in Kansas? Whether you're organizing youth tournaments, adult leagues, or weekend pickup games, Field Ops is your go-to platform for discovering and booking the best athletic fields across the state. Instant online reservations, detailed field info such as locations, amenities, and photos. Field Ops is also trusted by coaches, organizers, and athletes. From Wichita to Overland Park, Field Ops has got you covered with real-time availability and streamlined scheduling. Get in the game at gofieldops.com/Kansas-KS. That's gofieldops.com/Kansas-KS. All right, guys, welcome back to West War Room Rivals, a Sunday morning pregame show. Again, this episode is sponsored by JBW Solutions LLC as we're recording out of the JBW Solutions studios. Vidite Coffee, Rival Codes, Emporia State Federal Credit Union, and Field Ops. Shout out to the sponsors for supporting the War Room. Again, subscribe to the channel, follow us on social medias. So we're heading over now to League Recon. So as everyone knows, today, Sunday, is a very pivotal game for a lot of coaches that are on the hot seat. And of course, every Monday following the end of the regular season is known as Black Monday in historic fashion for the NFL. That is where a mass exodus of coaches usually either resign, part ways, get fired, for whatever the reason is. So we've got a list of names here, and I'm going to rattle them off, and we're going to just go roundabout if we think that this coach is going to be fired or maybe they're going to stick around for a little bit longer. So I guess I'll kick this one off because the leadoff name here is Pete Carroll. And there's been numerous reports, I don't think I'm shocking anybody with it, that Pete Carroll is not going to return for the Raiders. I don't even think the Raiders are going to wait until Monday. They're probably going to let him go literally immediately after the Chiefs game. And there's been all reports that suggest that, or Pete Carroll maybe is going to retire in some form or fashion. I think it was Jordan Schultz. He's the one that reported that Pete Carroll's going to be one and done. It'll either be him stepping down and retiring or the Raiders just outright firing him. Either way, Pete Carroll is not returning. This unfortunately is, I'd be shocked if we see Pete Carroll as a head coach in the immediate future, considering his age and what just transpired with this football team. So, Austin, what do you think the status for Pete Carroll will be?
Yeah, he's fired.
Corey?
Man, 20 weeks ago, we were sitting here saying Pete was going to get it done.
Yeah, and I said on the live, I blame you guys for giving me this optimism.
No accountability in Raider Nation, huh? That's a trend.
I hope for his sake. I do hope for his sake it's a retirement, not a firing.
Yeah, I agree. I think he at least deserves that. Kind of similar to the Seattle thing where they mutually parted ways, but is more like firing, more or less. So, Caleb, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I hope it's a retirement for his sake, and his legacy, I guess you'd say. But I think he's gone. They've just been not competitive at all. No offense. I'm not meaning that bad, but they've not been competitive.
I don't think you can offend me. I'm the one that's been dragging him through the mud, crashing out over here. So I don't think there's anything you can say that I don't already know. Matt, I guess, are you the Lone Ranger that sees otherwise, or are you going to agree with us?
No, I agree. I think they are going to give him the respect and just like, hey, man, take this moment, retire. But, either way, you're not coming back here. Yeah. So we'll give you that respect to get on the podium and retire. But
I don't know, man.
He's not coming back.
Mark Davis is a dirty bastard. The way they did AP last year, they let AP do his end of season press conference, making him think he was coming back.
Yep.
He's dirty, man. I just hope that they at least respect Pete enough.
Well, I mean, we'll see. I think it's John Spytek more or less. It'll probably be leading the way, or maybe it'll be the scapegoat Tom Brady or whatever. And I can't remember where I saw this report where I think it was Dave Ziegler didn't realize that he had like authority to make certain moves without owner's approval. And then Mark Davis basically turned it and said, well, if he didn't know, that's on him. He did know. And that's just one example of like the confusion within the leadership and front office and ownership and management not being aligned. That, you know, again, me as Raider Nation, we don't see that from behind the scenes until it's reported. And it just like, we don't know until we're there, but the evidence of it being disorganized on the field kind of highlights all that. And if a Hall of Famer and Pete Carroll can't turn it around, I guess, or literally has guys quitting on the field, I don't know if that's a coaching thing or a leadership thing, but it's only one common denominator. And I said this on our Tuesday episode, and that's Mark Davis has been spearheading all this. So
what a great program they run over there.
It's funny. We have A's in every category from NFLPA grading, like travel, family, taking care of all that stuff. But we're like a poorly ran organization, but yet we score high with players like, no, it's great. I just wouldn't play there again, you know?
One and done.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next name, Kevin Stefanski. Austin, I know that I think you're more of a closeted Browns guy than you want to let on, but do you think Kevin Stefanski is going to stick around, or do you think he's gone?
It's not even closeted. I've said I like the Browns, specifically their defense. But yeah, Stefanski's gone.
Yeah.
He might be the same like you said. They may not even wait till Monday. They might not wait till tomorrow. Like, please just exit our life immediately.
I didn't even think he was that bad. I just felt like he got, again, I think poor ownership, just not really letting him run his roster. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. No, not as bad as Mark Davis, but, you know, bad. Matt, what are you thinking?
Oh, he's going to get fired at halftime. He's not going to make it out of the locker room and to start the second half. It's just there's been a coaching change.
At least he's not purging the coaching staff like what's the head coach that's doing it? Lane Kiffin that's doing it right now.
Yeah, Lane Train.
I haven't had a chance to ask you guys that. I was reading it on my phone yesterday, and I was like, there's Ole Miss coaches that are like, no, we're not going to be back because we already been recruited, and they're like going on to the next level of the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. And I was just like, this is a wild world we live in. Like, they're in the championship round, and yet they're like, nah, we're good. It's crazy. Anyways, back on track to the NFL. Corey, Kevin Stefanski, he's staying or going?
Yeah, I think I said 3 months. We said 3 months, maybe even 4 months ago before the season, he shouldn't be there. And then obviously mid-season, when we were kind of talking about the little hot seat, he was number one on my list. So yeah, he's out.
Caleb, is he stay or is he going?
I think he's going. I actually saw something today where a lot of people think he's getting traded to the Raiders. I'm dead serious. I'm not even joking about that.
Please.
Oh God,
I swear I saw that today, and I was like, "Oh,
for what?"
He'll bring Shedeur with him.
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel. Hey. Oh my God.
So funny thing. So yesterday on Twitter, I saw someone posted it was a mock draft or a mock trade, and it was the Raiders and the Browns, and it was Shedeur Sanders.
I saw that. Yeah.
The Browns first round, second round, and they're following 2 rounds for the number 1 overall pick this year, and I think some other pick. But anyways, that was more or less of what the trade was, and I was like,
Kevin Stefanski.
No. I don't even know why would we trade for Kevin Stefanski if he's going to get fired? Huh?
He'll bring your quarterback, Dylan Gabriel. They're not going to keep Dylan Gabriel around.
No.
They said
I might actually be out. I might actually punt next year on not just rooting for the Raiders at all. There's no way that I would subscribe to that. Absolutely no way.
I can see Cody being a Cowboys fan.
No. I refuse. There's few teams that I hate more than the AFC West teams, and the Cowboys are on a very short list. So jockeying for the number 1 position. But all right, getting sidetracked here. Third name, Jonathan Gannon with the Arizona Cardinals. Caleb, do you think he stays or do you think he goes?
I think he stays.
Stays.
I think they give him another chance, let him get a quarterback, that kind of thing.
Okay. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm on the same boat as Caleb. I think he gets one more year to try to right the ship, see what happens.
All right. Corey?
No. And I know there's some like Cardinal people who tweeted out that they think he may be safe, but he's had his chance. That team's just gotten progressively worse each season.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, I'm on the fence. And when I'm on the fence with something like this, it usually means they're gone. Because that means they're also not super safe. And it's not like he's done anything to make them want him back. Like, cool, you've done nothing for us. Now we're moving on. So I am on the fence, but if I have to pick one, he's gone.
Yeah. I think this is a tough one. I think I'm going to say he stays only because he inherited Kyler Murray when he was hired. So I feel like now he may get 1 year, kind of like a Dayball situation where you can draft your quarterback and then you get 1 year to essentially like win it all or you're out. And I feel like that's going to be the situation next year with Gannon, is he's going to get an opportunity to get the quarterback supposedly that he can win with, and then probably be done after that. But I think a lot of it is too like not having a healthy roster, the whole Kyler Murray drama when, you know, he was coming back from IR, then he wasn't, and them intentionally kind of tanking to get a high draft pick, kind of like what the Raiders were doing, I think is why I think his position is safe for now, I'll say.
That's why they continue to be a shit organization.
Yeah, I'm actually curious to see if Brianna wants him to stay or go. So I feel like on Tuesday when we have her on, we'll have to check in with her on that.
Yeah.
All right. Austin, Mike McDaniel, do you think he's safe or do you think he goes?
I hope he's safe, but I actually think he goes.
Okay.
I don't know. I think bringing Troy Aikman in for a GM search, and I think that's a first step of just trying to clean house, start over, start fresh. So, yeah, I think he's gone.
Corey?
I thought he was actually playing his way into being safe, but I'm starting to see more reports of there may be some mutual interest there between he and the Browns. So I think hopefully for his sake, he wants to stay with the Dolphins. But for this, I'm going to go ahead and say he's safe.
All right. Matt?
I'm kind of on the fence with it. I've been going back and forth, but I think he's safe. I think he's safe. Yeah.
Damn. What are the Dolphins right now? 7-10, 7-9?
I think they're 7-9.
Just 7-9.
And they've been playing well these last couple of weeks. So
yeah.
Yeah, they delete Tyreek out of the situation and equation
And Tua.
Quinn Ewers hasn't looked great, but he's looked serviceable and he's putting him in position to win games.
Who was the team that they beat on Sunday? Was it was it the Panthers?
It was the Bucks.
The Bucks. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They beat the Bucks. I thought that was a bit surprising. All right, Caleb, what do you think? Do you think he's safe or do you think he goes?
I think he's safe. And I think part of that, and like kind of Corey's point, Quinn Ewers is he's been serviceable. Like, and it kind of makes me think it's not necessarily a Mike McDaniel issue. It's more of a quarterback issue they've had.
Well, that and then again, bringing Tyreek Hill into the equation too. You know, like Corey said, that's drama, and everyone knows. And if you've been listening to the show a while, I hate bringing drama into the locker room when you have games to focus on.
Absolutely.
So again, you eliminate Tyreek Hill, you eliminate concussion Tua, you have success.
This will be a big Red shout out because you didn't hear a lot of this when he was in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Reid knew how to control it.
Outside of the fact he beat his child and got arrested.
But that didn't distract him, and that's a big Red thing. So a big Red shout out is all I wanted to do there. Because since he's gotten to Miami, all we've heard is him.
Yeah.
So it's bubblegum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah, this is a tough one. If this was like week 7, I would have said, oh, he's out of here. Like, there's no way. This team doesn't want to play anymore. They have no heart. And now, like, since Tyreek has been injured, since they benched Tua, and actually I would even say like a little bit even while Tua was playing poorly, there were some games where he played better. But I think Mike McDaniel's, the fact that they got all the way to 7-9, could potentially be 7-10 after today. I feel like he may get an opportunity to maybe put together a team that isn't chaotic with Tyreek Hill on it and let go of Tua and see how he runs the team. So I think he got one more year. I think towards the latter part of the season, he's earned one more year at least, I think. So
especially if they grab Lamar.
Well,
I don't. If he can't control Tyreek, I don't know if Lamar's going to be any better. Not that he has off the field drama, but just the whole can he win? Can he carry a team?
He's a player's coach, and I think him and Lamar would vibe a little bit and think about the offense that he can get with him and Achane.
Don't you think the GM hire might have a big part in this too?
It could.
I kind of have to see who's brought in, because in the end, the GM will decide, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, it'll be a whole organization, but I still think if the GM's like, I want this coach.
Yeah.
Or
I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins were to maybe grab somebody from the front office of the 49ers where McDaniels came from and someone that he has somewhat of a relationship with to kind of semi-build around and see how that goes. But I'm just speculating at that point if McDaniel were to keep his job from the new GM, because you're right, Austin. Usually when a new GM comes in, they want their own coach, and we'll see. I know that some teams do things differently, but generally speaking, when one of the pair goes, so then goes the other one when the new regime comes in. So,
yep.
All right. Next name up, Shane Steichen. Corey, I know you love Shane Steichen. Is he safe or is he gone?
Bro, go back to week 3, and I literally had a crossfire calling the dude a joke. So this Irsay Cougar, she's gonna get her own little thing going. So I think she's gonna. It's not her dad's team anymore; it's hers. So I think she's gonna make it. I think GM's gone too. I think both of them are out.
Yeah, Caleb, what do you think?
I think he's got one more year.
Okay,
I really do, and the reason why, I think it's because of Daniel Jones. If I'm being honest with you, as good as he was at the start of the year, I know obviously he fell off from that and that kind of thing, but I think Daniel Jones bought him some time, if I'm being real with you.
All right. Matt, what do you think?
I don't think Daniel Jones was enough to do it. I think Steichen's gone. Like, even when they had Daniel Jones, there was a couple games where it looked like that was a poorly coached team. Was not, again, they should have walked all over the Steelers. They were not prepared for that game. I don't think he does a good job of preparing them as a head coach for games, like important games. So I think Cougar Irsay is going to get him out of there.
Mic drop.
MILF report, Cougar Irsay.
Cougar report.
Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he's gone. I mean, I agree with what Caleb said. I think it looked functional while Daniel Jones was there. But I think it goes more than that. He's not a good coach of preparing. Terrible game management, game decisions, game plans, execute. I mean, it's way more than that when you watch Shane Steichen. Yes, it looked okay with Daniel Jones, but I think there's too much bad with Shane Steichen from a full coaching perspective. And she's been on the field witnessing this up close and personal. With her little notepads and stuff. And I'd like to think at this point, until she proves otherwise, she knows what she's looking for. So I know it's been noted multiple times that, like, why the hell are we doing this? What is Shane doing? What is happening? So I don't think he's safe.
I think because Chris Ballard has been on this team for a while, right? He's been on it for quite some time.
Came over from the Chiefs, I think, after the Chiefs' first Super Bowl, or was it before? I think it was before, but he was a huge part of the Chiefs front office with Beach.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is I can see where Ballard may be more safe than Steichen, only because a lot of the players that they have drafted and developed and kept were all under Chris Ballard's tenure, regardless of the coach. Now, I don't want to agree with Caleb in this front.
2 first-round picks for. I about dropped the potty word, but he traded 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner. They're not set up to build this team. Sorry to interrupt you, but you can't sit here and say that he can be safe based on that solely alone.
No, I'm not saying solely alone. Like, obviously, this season has been a very magnified reason of like why it just needs a fresh coat of paint, and we need to get out of this, right? My only point is like this one season of like, okay, we took a swing on a trade before Daniel Jones got injured. I will say, my indictment, like on Shane Steichen, though, of why maybe he will get let go and Ballard is safe, is because the decision to not find a better alternative than Phillip Rivers after Daniel Jones went out. And in fact, like when Daniel Jones broke his fibia, not like doing right by the player and making sure that he just is put in a situation where he's healthy and maybe comes back for a late playoff run if they can man the ship. But the fact that they kind of just put all their chips in the front on a Hail Mary that we knew wasn't going to work. And then we just saw the Titanic sink right before our eyes. And so I agree, like this season for Ballard was not great, but I look at like him getting Jonathan Taylor, Quentin Nelson. I look at him getting
Anthony Richardson top 5.
Sure. Tyler Warren, also Michael Pittman, like a lot of these other guys that are pivotal players on this roster. Granted, there are some swing and misses, no, not going to lie, but ultimately Steichen is out of there. And I think if we're talking about Ballard, I think there's a little bit more to it than yes and no. I feel like either way. I think Cougar Irsay, though, she's definitely going to clean house ultimately. I think she's going to want to start fresh because she inherited all this from her dad when he unfortunately passed away earlier last year. So I feel like she's just going to start new and she's just going to run the team how she wants. And I'm actually interested to see how good of an owner she is, because if she's this involved early on, I can only imagine how she's going to be seasons from now once she kind of gets, ownership under her belt and kind of gets in the groove of things. Because I feel like the Colts could be on a nice trajectory if she's invested and does what she's been doing. So I actually want to pivot and give one last name, Corey.
Go ahead.
Okay. Zach Taylor. Is he staying or going?
So I did think about putting him on there. I truly did. Yeah, I think once you get your players starting to call you out, like subtweeting essentially without like saying changes need to be made, and I think people know what changes we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Literally a quote from Jamar Chase. I think that says everything you need to know. So with Baltimore, we always said they'd fire Harbaugh before trading Lamar. Right. They would absolutely fire Zach Taylor before getting rid of any of their star players.
I would agree to that. Yeah. Austin, do you think Zach Taylor's safe or do you think he goes?
No, he goes, but I don't think that solves a lot. I think the problem goes way higher than that. I think it goes as high as what you say with the Raiders. Mm-hmm. Like they need to clean everything.
Yeah.
But just for this, our league recon purposes, Zach Taylor's gone, but I still think it goes way above that with what the issues are there.
Yeah. Matt, what do you think?
Oh yeah, he's out of there. I mean, again, I think we're all kind of like on the same page. It's like clean shop, like start fresh from GM down, just clean house, start fresh. It's an organization that's poorly run. It's a poorly coached. You haven't had any success since 2022, where you made it to the champion, the AFC Championship. You lost that game, and then you haven't done anything since. So
right.
He's out.
Yeah. I'm also saying that he's out. Like, I think this season just epitomized that he's no longer a serviceable head coach. And I think this season is his last year of his extension that he signed. So it's not going to get extended, and he's gone, in my opinion. So that's that. Kayla, before we wrap up on this topic, is Zach Taylor in or out?
I think he needs to go. I could see the Bengals doing something stupid and re-signing him. If I'm being honest with you,
that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be a Raider-like move,
right?
No, we would fire the coach. No, we would fire the coach after 20 games. So that's not what the Raiders would do. We wouldn't even give you 2 full seasons.
Good point.
I do. So I'm actually having fun with this. So now I want to do a dark horse, like one that you don't think may be out there, but maybe you wouldn't be too surprised. I want to go last though.
I think I know who you're gonna pick, but
because I'm curious on what you guys would think. We'll start with you,
McDermott.
Okay, I can see that.
Caleb?
Dan Quinn.
Okay. Cody?
I don't know if it's going to be more of a shock. I can see Todd Bowles being like a.
Damn it.
Well, that's why I like Cody first, because I saw Matt just literally like staring into someone's soul thinking about this. Matt, who you going with?
I was Todd Bowles. But since that's already been said, you know what? Yeah, I was going to say Matt LaFleur, but depends on how this playoff goes.
I wanted to say Matt LaFleur too, but I felt like that was a cop-out because they did make the wild card. But if it was Matt LaFleur, I think it's the way they started the season, how they've carried themselves this season, and how like much of a we've all been saying they're like on fraud watch this whole season. And I feel like that's a head coach problem. Like that's an undisciplined team from LaFleur. So to credit your point on that, yeah.
Yeah, because my logic behind it was how many times have we seen the Packers fans? I get it, like you're just fans, the armchair coach, the couch coaches, if you will. But I see it all the time. Bad play calling. That was a bad play call. What is Matt LaFleur thinking? That was a bad play call. Bad play. Like, so now it's getting to a point where like it's not so much of a talent thing. This is a coach thing, and this is how this team is run from a coaching standpoint. So now, that was my logic behind it. It was Matt LaFleur.
All right,
I have
Corey.
one more, but I'll let Corey do his in case it's his.
I hate you guys. I was gonna Matt LaFleur. That was the reason why I came up with this question, because I didn't think anyone else was gonna say Matt LaFleur.
See, that is not the coach I thought you were going to say.
Who did you think I was gonna say?
I thought you were going to go with Harbaugh from Baltimore.
I thought you were going to go Kevin O'Connell.
The loser of that game this evening. It is this evening, right? No, Monday night. Yeah, Sunday night.
Sunday Night Football, yeah.
The losing coach of that game is who I was going to say gets fired.
I think this is an interesting conversation. I'm going to give my position solely right now before I kind of throw this out to you guys. I don't think either of these coaches deserve to be fired. I'm just going to say that.
No, I agree.
I don't think they should.
Wait,
But
are you talking the Ravens Steelers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin absolutely deserves to be fired.
Hold on. I don't think so. I feel like where they've at with this team is impressive. But who do you think is less likely to be safe? Like who's more likely to go than the other one out of Tomlin and Harbaugh out of these two teams?
Tomlin.
Think Tomlin?
Are you asking who's going to be safe or who's more likely to go?
Who's more likely to go?
Oh, Harbaugh. For whatever reason, the Steelers will ride 9-8 records until Tomlin decides to retire. So, yeah, Harbaugh's going to go.
What do you think, Corey?
Yeah, it's Tomlin. Like it has to be Tomlin. Like I Steeler fans can say I know there's Steeler fans that are getting frustrated by this, and like kind of like Matt said, they'll write it like the OnlyFans model, the 9-8 record, just every single time, just like keep hitting the subscribe button. Everybody, let's just keep watching this 9-8 record. It's like no, like at some point it's okay to start over.
Caleb, what do you think?
Oh man. I think it might be Harbaugh. The reason why, Mike Tomlin has rode that 9-8 record forever, and I don't know. They haven't made a move yet. I don't know.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, you guys seen that meme where like the grandpa opens up his Christmas gift and it's just another flannel shirt?
Yeah.
Like that's what this is. Like for some reason, the Steelers like, 9-8's acceptable. We haven't had a losing record in 18 years. Keep going there, Mikey. Yeah. Like
I'd rather have a flannel than a 9-8 season every year.
Yeah.
Cody would kill for some 9-8 seasons. Cody would kill for some 9-8 seasons.
I could actually show up wearing my Raiders hat to public now on 9-8 seasons. All right.
Hey, I will say I think Tomlin should be the one to go. I agree with you, Corey, but I don't think the Steelers will do it.
exactly.
I think Harbaugh is more likely to go, but I think Tomlin it seems like every year there's like a makeshift quarterback and combo, and it's still it's still a tough-nosed defense that he seems to get the best out of, and yet there's never any drama. Like we know Aaron Rodgers is a dumpster fire, but yet like he hasn't had the greatest season, but we knew he wasn't going to have that great of a season. And yet the Steelers are in the position they are now where one, they could outright win the North, which they weren't projected to do that to start the season. And not only that, but depending on who they match up against, they may shock some people if people aren't prepared for them. Like, no offense, Caleb, but if the Chargers are like, oh, we want the Steelers because it's an easier matchup, I feel like that plays into like, well, you just wait until that defense kind of gets after Herbert, and I'm not saying again, like anything. My point being I feel like Tomlin coaches these makeshift teams to, yes, it is 9-8, but it's not like Harbaugh, who's had essentially the same quarterback for 6 seasons now. They have King Henry, who they seem to not run the ball with half the season. And yet, like, I think he's more on the hot seat, more likely to go than Tomlin, in my opinion. Like, for some reason, the Ravens are always like Super Bowl favorites, but yet are never like now into the discussion at the end of the year of like, oh, they're really going to make their way now. It always seems like something's off with this team, whether that's Lamar not playing up to his game or coaching decisions, in my opinion.
They're in that position because the doggone division's so poopy.
That's right. Your favorite division, too, by the way.
They're literally the second worst division outside of the NFC South. That's the only reason that they're even in a position where they're in now.
Yeah, this division winner is not going to surprise or shock anyone in the playoffs.
Book it.
Nope.
Crazier things have happened. Just saying.
Not this time.
Fair enough. All right, guys, let's close that discussion. It was a really, really good one, actually. All right. Let's move on. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. We have a
This
note
is
here.
a fun little note that someone shared with Austin and Caleb, I believe. Or
Okay.
Austin and Matt, one of the two.
One of our lives.
One of the
All right.
lives that we were on. So Austin wanted to give him a shout out for it.
All right, so shout out to Denver, Dave? Denver Dev, sorry. Shout out to you. Their note from Alive was 11 of the 14 teams have a dominant side of the ball, and the other side of the ball is meh.
Yeah. And that's fair. And that's why none of us have that favorite, right?
Right.
Yeah.
None of us are like gung-ho on this is a Super Bowl favorite.
Yeah.
Now, what I should have followed up with Denver Dev, and I might do it the next live, I'm curious on what the 3 teams aren't.
Yes. That's what I was about to say.
Broncos.
Yeah, I was going to say Broncos are probably on the short list.
Maybe Patriots, because they have a good defense and good offense.
I think he has Patriots.
And then Seahawks?
Patriots, Seahawks, and Rams is what I would say he has.
Get
That
out
would
of
be
here.
my 3 that he's
I don't know, man. The Rams have been a little suspect the last few weeks. I don't even know if they
That's
would,
true.
if they're in
Yeah,
that
that's true.
3 teams now. I think they're part of that 11.
That's true.
I still think it's Broncos, Patriots, Seahawks.
I see the Seahawks more so there than the Rams, but Patriots, though, I mean, there's a lot of question on how strong their schedule has been and if they're for real. So I don't know.
Well, make sure you subscribe to us because we'll come back on a future episode on the 3 teams Denver Dev.
There you go.
Didn't think had a mess side of the ball, and we're good on both. But I like that fact, and that kind of plays into what we've been saying of we're not really comfortable with like picking a Super Bowl winner. Because even with the Seahawks, their offense is good, but I'm still meh on Sam Darnold. So like, I don't know. I thought that just played into what we've kind of discussed the last few weeks.
No, tremendous note. I like it. All right, let's move on to our rivalry game of the week. This is sponsored by Rival Codes. Use Rivals 10 to get 10% off your merch today. It's not just apparel, it's territorial and it's personal. That is from Rival Codes. So rivalry game of the week is the foreshadowed game that we were talking about. The Ravens going to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Winner of this game wins the North, flat out. No bones about it. So, Caleb, I'm going to kick this off with you. Who do you think comes out on top in this game?
I think it's the Ravens, honestly. I think they're starting to click a little bit, and I think it's because they're handing the ball to Derrick Henry a little bit.
Does it change your mind that Lamar is going to start today?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
There was a
Maybe a
yes
little
in
bit.
there.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
All right, but you're siding with the Ravens in this game?
I'll still side with the Ravens.
All right. Matt, who are you going with in this rivalry matchup?
I have a feeling it is going to be the Ravens. However, I want it to be the Steelers because the winner of this game, Denver, will travel there next season to take them on.
Hell yeah.
I want that revenge game against the Steelers because, as everyone knows, last year the Steelers went to Denver and they just laughed at the Broncos and they made a whole spectacle of it and went public with it. Like, yeah, we laughed at them. We knew their game plan, and we were just laughing at them. So I want that revenge game, but I have a feeling it's going to be the Ravens.
Okay. Corey, who do you think in this matchup wins?
Yeah, the peasants of the North will be the Ravens.
Okay. Austin?
See, and I was fairly confident with the Ravens, but like you said, with Lamar back, is Derrick Henry going to get 36 carries? No. Is Derrick Henry going to get 15 carries? Probably not. That's been the trend with Lamar. With that being said, I still don't think the Steelers are bad. There's no DK. There's no Washington. Like, I don't know what they're going to do offensively. So I still think the Ravens just, unfortunately, someone has to win. I guess it could tie, but the Ravens.
Oh man, this is tough. I think this at home in Pittsburgh. I'm going to go with the Steelers on this. I think TJ Watt's supposed to play today, so that's a huge return for that defense. Their secondary, the Steelers secondary, isn't that great, but also if Lamar is chased out of the pocket, I mean, he's kind of dealt with injury all season, so is he going to finish the game? I think is a big question mark. I mean, and again, I was kind of harping on Aaron Rodgers with he's not playing that great, but I think he could have a good performance to where he at least can take care of the ball. And as long as DK doesn't punch anybody, I think, well, I don't think he's playing today. So never mind, forget DK. But I'm still going with the Steelers. I think everyone's rooting for the Ravens because they think Derrick Henry, Lamar. But I don't know. Every time we've really relied on the Ravens, they've just fallen flat. So I feel like the Steelers, again, they don't have a lot of people siding with them, and I think they're going to surprise people. So I'm going to go Steelers. A lot of head nods. All right, great. All right, guys, that was our rivalry game of the week, sponsored by Rival Codes. Use Rivals10 to get 10% off your merch today by using Rivals10 at rivalcodes.com. Let's move on to our next major sponsor, which is sponsored by JBW Solutions. Visit jbwsolutionsllc.com today to get all safety compliance and OSHA regulation training today. This is safe or not safe. So I'm going to give the guys a team. They're going to tell me if they're safe this week or not safe this week. Caleb, are the Ravens safe or not safe this week?
I'm still going to say not safe. I picked them to win, but I'm still going to say not safe.
Okay, Matt?
Same as Caleb. I picked them to win, but I'm going to say not safe.
All right, Austin?
I picked them to win, and I do think they are extremely safe.
Wow. Okay. Corey?
Dang, you guys found the loophole, huh? Well played, boys. Yeah, they're safe. They're safe.
I'm going to say not safe. All right. The leaders of the NFC North, the Chicago Bears. Caleb, are they safe today or are they not safe?
I think they're safe.
Okay. Corey?
Yeah, man, I think they're safe.
All right. Austin?
The Bears. Yeah, they're safe.
All right. Matt?
Safe.
Yeah. I think they're safe. I think they're going to ride some momentum into the playoffs. So, yeah, safe. All right. Last team, and we kind of talked about them a little bit earlier, thanks to Corey and his recommendation, which, by the way, is a great topic. The Green Bay Packers. Safe or not safe? Corey, I'll let you answer this one first.
Nah. Not safe at all.
Isn't it like Clayton Tune versus Max Brosmer?
Exactly.
People...
weirdly enough, I still think I would trust Max Brosmer a little more than Clayton Tune.
Oh, wow.
And that's saying something because Max Brosmer's not good.
All right, Austin, Packers, safe or not safe?
Not safe. And I don't trust either quarterback at all, which means the Vikings defense has been nasty the last few weeks. Like, they're putting up points themselves. And for that reason,
yeah,
so the Packers are not safe. The Vikings defense alone will handle this game.
And this is in Minnesota too, so that'll be almost a little bit of an advantage, of course. The Packers clinch the playoff spot? Mm-hmm. They're in the wild card, right?
They're in, yeah.
Unfortunately. Okay, I'm going to say Packers are not safe at all.
They got Diggs, though.
Great. Tremendous. Matt,
Trayvon.
Yeah, Trayvon. Matt, are the Packers safe or not safe?
Absolutely not safe. Give me that Uber Eats driver, Max Brosmer.
Hell yeah.
Whatever happened to Toyota-thon? I guess it didn't work after all?
No.
Because I told you guys it was a goddamn myth.
Is it though?
Caleb, in the segment, who do you are the Packers safe or not safe?
I'm gonna say not safe.
Not safe.
I can't. Yeah, I just can't with their backups and the way the Vikings defense has been playing. I got to say not safe.
Yeah, I wonder if Brian Flores is going to find himself as a head coach somewhere. That'll be interesting.
He should. Vikings should probably please don't.
Yeah,
Make him the highest paid coordinator because like him and that defense is nasty.
I don't even want to fantasize about what team he would go for as a defensive coordinator that would just take him over the top. So
He'd go to the Raiders, get fired after a year, and then go back to the Vikings.
ironically enough, Patrick Graham is the longest tenured head coach at 4 years, and he's had 4 different head coaches that he coached under. So he's probably the safest man in the building, actually.
Oh, that's so bad.
Oh my gosh.
All right. That was Safe or Not Safe, sponsored by JBW Solutions. Visit jbwsolutionsllc.com today for all safety regulations. They are veteran-owned, community-driven, safety-focused. Visit jbwsolutionsllc.com today. Jeff, thank you so much for your love and support. Appreciate you. All right, final segment of the morning. Brewed takes for those that are early morning risers like us. You're having your Vita coffee to get your Sunday morning going. So these are brewed takes. The guys are going to give some hot takes right now that we are going to think about on this Sunday morning. Corey, give me your brewed take for week 18.
Yeah. So I know my brother said he didn't think Derrick Henry was going to get much. Derrick Henry's going for 200 rushing yards tonight.
Wow.
I hope so.
200. All right. Austin, what is your brewed take for week 18?
I'm reverse psychologing this. Myles Garrett is not going to break the sack record.
Joe Burrow hopes not.
Well, I think they're going to do a little Steelers game plan. Like, they don't care if they win or lose. They're going to do everything they can to do quick passes and run to not let them break it. But I, for like 3 weeks now, has said Garrett's going to break it, and he hadn't. So at this point, he's not. He's not going to break it.
Yeah, every time we've predicted he's going to break it, he seems to get 1 sack. And yet we didn't talk about him for the first 10 weeks, and he had like 20 sacks or whatever by that point. So, yeah. All right, that's a good take. Matt, what is your brewed take for week 18?
Well, the Dolphins have been known to pull off some upsets in the last game of the season. So give me the Dolphins upsetting New England today.
Hey. Sorry, Mom.
Caleb, what is your brewed take for week 18?
So Corey actually took mine. I was going to say that too, but I'm going to go with Keenan Allen's playing for some money. So I'm going to go, he's getting 10 receptions and 2 touchdowns.
You think Trey Lance is going to get him the ball 10 times?
On Moss, yes.
How many PIs do we think is going to get called?
Got to make some money.
What's the line set at for PIs called on Riley Moss? Do we think it's 3, 3.5? Is that the line?
He'll just tackle him in the end zone again.
Oh, God. I remember. Stop it. No more memories.
All right. My brewed take is the Atlanta Falcons will win today to make a 3-way tie for 8-9 in the NFC North. It's not obviously going to get them into the playoffs or anything, but just the fact that division will have 3 teams to finish 8-9 in that division makes it funny. So I'm going to go Falcons are going to beat the Saints today to become 8-9.
God, what a shit division.
That's crazy.
Such a bad division. I'd hate to be a fan of those teams.
Sorry, Meg.
Yeah.
But thanks for being a supporter of the War Room. All right, guys, let's go ahead and wrap up with predictions. Austin, who do you have in the Raiders and Chiefs game?
Why are we laughing?
Hang on. I want an update on the standings, please.
We haven't actually done this since the Chargers and Cowboys played.
But what's the updated standings? Like as of today?
As of today, you're first.
Record?
35-9.
Hell yeah.
That was it? That's all you wanted?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. So everyone else just get F'd in the A.
Technically, if my brother goes 0-3 and Matt goes 3-0, my brother would still finish first.
Hell yeah.
And there's only 2 games, so
how does he go 0-3? Do we count his brewed take as one?
All games count as double this week. Huh?
That'll be fun. Yeah.
Do I at least have 30 wins?
You have 31.
Hey.
Oh, yay! Look at that.
Yay, 31 for Baskin Robbins. Yay.
Do I have 8? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're 14-6.
Hey.
Oh, really?
Damn.
Hey.
You got a better record than I do.
No, you and I both are 24 and 20.
Oh, I'm above 500. Let's go.
Yep.
Nice. All right. So who are you picking in today's matchup between the Chiefs and the Raiders?
Give me the Chiefs.
All right. Austin.
Chiefs.
Corey.
Raiders.
Okay. Caleb.
I'm going to go Chiefs.
I'm going to go Raiders. I have nothing to lose. So
Hey.
let's go. All right. Caleb, your Chargers versus the Broncos. Who do you got?
No matter what, I go for my team, man. I got to say the Chargers.
By the way, nice
No
hat.
matter
Where'd you get
what.
What a loser.
All right, Matt, Chargers or Broncos? I think I know who you're going to pick. But...
I'm going to take Caleb's hat, but the Broncos win.
All right. Do the Broncos cover the spread?
Is
It'll
it
be
a tight spread?
It's a pretty wide spread. In fact, 14 is the spread. 2 touchdowns.
It's too loose for my team.
No, enter the game tight ends, but leave wide receivers.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right. So you got the Broncos. All right. Corey, who you got?
I got the Broncos.
All right. Austin.
Broncos.
Yeah. Clean sweep. Broncos over here. All right, guys. Do we have anything else for this Sunday morning?
It's been a fun 18 weeks, huh?
I know. What are we going to do now on Sunday mornings? Jeez.
Well, some of us got playoffs ready, so
Playoffs?
you and Austin get your draft talks ready. We're gonna talk some playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
technically, we have 2 guests next week that you guys should probably mention.
That's right. We have what is it? Sports Ball Pod. Is that their pod name, right? Sports
Ball Pod. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, Sports Ball Pod.
With Dez and Drew. Shout out to them. They'll be on Monday. We'll be talking Broncos and Dolphins and also other things in the NFL. So that'll be super fun. Dez is going to be a returning guest. She was on during this first season that we had early on in the preseason. I think we were even talking about if J.K. Dobbins should be signed to the team. I think this is well before that he was even on the Broncos. So that'll be fun. What was that?
I think he was visiting at that time, or he at least came in for a visit or something like that.
Yeah. But anyways, Dez has been killing it recently on social media. I know that I've been seeing her videos about Bronco Nation, all that. So it's been fun. Even though I'm a Raiders fan, it's fun to see her videos. So I'll be excited to have her and Drew on Monday. And then Brianna Sports is returning. She is the young female content creator and sports reporter who recently interviewed Devin Booker from the Phoenix Suns, who is also a diehard Cardinals fan and Detroit Lions fan because I think her mother and family is originally from Michigan. So anyways, she will be returning on Tuesday. So we'll have guests on Monday and Tuesday next week. So subscribe to the West War Room podcast channel for that. And then also don't forget to follow us on all social medias, Twitter. I was going to say X, same thing. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all those social media platforms. Follow us on that. And then I'm going to give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors, Vidite Coffee, Rival Codes, Field Ops, Emporia State Federal Credit Union, and of course, Jeff and the crew at JBW Solutions, where we are recording out of the JBW Solutions LLC studio. Fellas, do we have anything else before we get going on this Sunday morning?
Yeah, everyone, don't forget to come comment and let Caleb know how cute he is.
He is a little cutie patootie.
Caleb, this is directed at your fan base, the ones with no common sense. Worry about facing the Broncos in the playoffs when you actually get to that game. Remember, you still have to make it through the first round before you even get to us. So it cost you the Texans game. Don't run your mouth before you even get to Denver in the playoffs.
Don't talk to Caleb that way.
With you. No, I
wasn't directed at Caleb. That was directed at the ones that don't have common sense like you.
But he just said, Caleb, tell your other fans.
Yeah, she told me to tell you.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Sunday morning. We will catch you guys on Monday with Dez and Drew. We'll see you.